I want to be good with Docker. I want to be able to use it, and maybe audience has the same perspective. So, like, how can you guide someone like this? These are the things you can do, and that will make you great.
Yeah, first of all, I'll say that you should spend, like everything, like every programming language, this is something that could be applied not just to containerization. Docker is an example of containerization. So the first thing is that you should at least understand a couple of basic concepts. So, for example, why you should do that. I've done some threads. I can talk for hours if you want to give me some time. But the basic thing is that this is like a switch. It's not sometimes so in development we have some buzzwords, so we have something new coming up in town. Everyone likes that, and after a month, nobody talks about that. I'm talking about Deno, for example. And instead about containerization, that's really a switch. It's like when we went from like mainframes to PC. So it's not something that we are going back to that. I got someone says like, what if Docker doesn't exist tomorrow? It's not about a single technology. It's to understand that there is a lighter way to share and to deploy your application. So this is the idea. This is what I stress in all of my videos. I can do this also now. So I made also some tweets, some threads about that, but let me try to rephrase this super fast. I think the best best moment to learn Docker is when you already have your application. Usually Docker it's applied better to backend applications. For example, I know that, for example, you use Angular, right?
Yeah.
I've Dockerized some Angular applications in production for the European Space Agency. So this could also, probably the front-end developers, they know about Docker a little bit late, like you are doing, for example. If you are a backend developer, you know that first because it's all about deployment. So probably you could argue that, I don't need Docker because you can deploy something with like Netlify or Vercel, something like that. You just, you do make your build and you publish that, right?
Yeah.
But let's not go too much in details, but to publish that, you should need a server like an Apache server or an Nginx server. You need to do something like that. You could have a container of that server, web server, for example, Nginx, and inside that you have your built front-end application. What's the advantage of doing this instead of just deploying one folder? The advantage is that, for example, if you have a full stack application and you have a front end, a back end, a DB, you can have different containers and volumes and other stuff for all the project, for all the full stack projects. That's the advantage.